Good afternoon. My name is Phil Kruse. I work for Verizon Wireless, and my current role is an Indirect Account Manager. Now, Verizon Wireless may be a company that's not new to many of you. In fact, some of you may be watching this video on your Verizon-powered cell phone, tablet, or laptop that's using Verizon Wireless internet. We're not only a mobile phone company, we actually have multimedia outlets as well too, such as AOL, Yahoo. We power home televisions, internet, to go along with the mobile services. My role, I support 24 locations spread out throughout Michigan. Those 24 locations can range anywhere from a Costco, Walmart, Best Buy, to maybe your mom and pop retailers. Basically anything that's not corporately owned through Verizon. My day-to-day job activities have me doing anything from merchandising, coaching, training, customer escalations, and then daily I do store visits as well. Those store visits consist of the things I've mentioned, as well as side-by-side selling, role-playing, and then just doing providing feedback and things from those visits. You know, as you could tell by my background and things like that, right now we're kind of in a trying time with the coronavirus. So, you know, my day-to-day activities have changed. I'm working remotely now. I have been for the last couple of weeks, which has been a challenge for me. Generally, my Mondays are my office day, which I'll work from home, but usually my kids and wife are also at school. So now, having a house full of people and being working from home has been definitely a change. So some of you may come across this as well too, you know, graduating this summer, maybe getting internships or starting off with the company, and you too might be working from home, or maybe in an office building, but not in the general public as you might in years past. My one bit of advice for that is, you know, for me, the biggest challenging portion was I'm not the most organized person. You know, so when it comes to working from home, there's a lot of side distractions, a lot of things that can get you off task. So my piece of advice would be, you know, write down what you need to accomplish that day. If you have time, what you would like to accomplish that day. And then put it in your calendar. It really makes it easy on your cell phone, on your laptop. Just log into your email provider. I put calendar, dates, times, everything like that to keep me organized. Once I complete them, then I can move on to the next thing. But this allows me to get through the day and be like, okay, I've finished tasks 1, 2, and 3 that my boss was looking for. Now maybe I finished tasks 4, 5, and 6 that necessarily she didn't need right away, but it's something that will allow me to sleep at night, something that's not going to keep me up thinking I forgot about it. You know, these trying times are not only tough for all of us, but they're tough on businesses as well too. You know, Verizon's had to adapt to be a technology provider. You know, not all of our retail locations are open right now. You know, and some that are open are running kind of skeleton crews. So we always have to adapt. Things they're doing is with the stores being closed, what do we do with all the employees that are now working from home? Verizon's actually training a lot of them on the back end. So now those employees that once faced customers in the store can now answer those customers' concerns, billing issues, ordering a new phone, keeping them communicating, activated, you know, over the phone via the internet. So we're cross-training a lot of our employees to be able to work remotely in the meantime until we can get them back into stores. Now, when we look at it, the whole industry is evolving right now. You know, the industry is going to evolve over the next 5-10 years as well. You know, I've worked for Verizon for 23 years now, and the things that we have launched or, you know, the industry has done has been quite amazing, but I don't think it's anything to what the next 5-10 years are going to look like. You know, we can look at things as 5G rolls out. You know, we can start looking more into autonomous vehicles, you know, which for me, being a dad of 2 young kids right now, I'm hoping that technology is around 5-6 years when my son starts to drive. It's the one thing that scares me the most right now is my son jumping into a car and being the one driving his friends around or driving with his friends. So, you know, when we look at these next coming years, you just wait to see what the technology comes. You know, we're looking at the medical fields. doing remote surgeries, minimally invasive machines, where your doctor could be based in Cleveland, but I'm getting my surgery in Detroit. Those are the things that technology that's going to bring us over the next 5-10 years. And those are the things that Verizon's going to be able to help power, and generate those kind of things. And the things when I was a kid that I could only imagine are just going to come true as we kind of move forward. With my current role and things like that, obviously there's the goods and the bads with it. It's one, I love talking to people. Sometimes my wife says I talk too much, but it's okay. I like relating to people. I like building a bucket for them on different kind of products that could help them in their day in, day out jobs, their careers, their home life and things like that. I also have a flexible schedule. I can wake up in the morning, I can look to see what my stores did the day prior. I can look to see where they're at month to date, year over year. I can adjust my schedule to be able to attack the locations that could use me the most, that could use the coaching, that could use the side-by-side selling. And then lastly, I love to train. I said I like to talk to people, but even more than that, I like to go in there and train them on something new. One thing I can tell you, especially if you fall into the sales side of it, or you move into a sales position after you graduate and things like that. Sales, a lot of times we can teach you. We can teach you the products. We can teach you, the different services, the prices, and things like that. The one thing that we can't teach you is how to talk to customers, talk to other people. So that's the one thing that's vitally important. As I tell everybody, I tell my kids, whatever you can do, just talk to people, right? So, looking out to the future and things like that, what the future holds, some of the greatest job opportunities going forward, especially over the next 10 years, we don't have to look much further than what's going on in the world right now with the coronavirus. I think medical, especially the biomedical fields, is going to be really big. I think anything in the computer side, AI, the artificial intelligence, robotics, anything like that, those two companies are going to work hand in hand. Verizon's helping out a lot right now with keeping wireless communications with hospitals and the government and things like that. But artificial intelligence and moving forward is just, I think it's remarkable of what we can do in the future between AI, robotics, and the medical side of it. Look at some of the industries now with Tesla, Ford, General Motors, how they can flip from making cars to all of a sudden making masks and respirators and things like that. It's quite amazing. So if we look at everything as a whole, as I wrap up here, I'd like to leave you with a couple of takeaways. One, I kind of mentioned earlier, don't be afraid to talk to people. I have my kids, whenever they're with any of their grandparents, they have to come home and teach me something different I didn't know about, my own parents or my wife's parents. It's trying to get them to talk, communicate, ask those questions, listen. It's something that you'll use for the rest of your life, is fully communicating. Whether it's just somebody at the grocery store, the gas station, McDonald's. I always start a conversation with whoever I come across. It's important to me. And in the future, it's the only way you can learn things. Right? History books are great, but real life accounts are from people, my parents' age or grandparents. So utilize everybody you can do. Find a mentor. Mentors are important. It's something I found out later in life, after 20 years I had been at Verizon. But mentors are important. A lot of times people tell you to get 3 mentors. They could be on a personal side. One of my old bosses is my mentor, and he's one of the guys that would keep me stable and keep me moving forward, when my numbers weren't there or when I thought I wanted a career change or things like that. Mentorship is important. Find somebody that you can trust. You can talk to them pretty much about anything. Years ago, I did a video for a leadership program I was in, and it made me really think, kind of think about my life and, my career and things like that. And I came up with this quote, and it just told people to find your glove. And what I mean by that is, as you go through, you can try on many different jobs. You could try them. If they don't work, no problem. Go to something else that you feel comfortable with. And if you relate your job kind of to a glove or a mitten, right? A mitten, for example, you could put on, and if you think of that as your career, it fits you, it keeps you warm, but it's not a snug fit. Other people can fit into that glove, that mitten as well too. But finding your glove is meant for you. That's something that it just fits you perfectly, that you feel comfortable, you look good doing it, and just deep down inside, you know it's meant for you. You know, I realized when I was doing that presentation, there's no lost and found for missed opportunities. You know, whether that's in going to school, going to college, you know, there's plenty of things I'd go back and change in my early years of high school and such. Would have probably helped me in my career field, you know, here now that I'm in my mid-40s. So there's no there's no lost and found for those missed opportunities. You can always go back and redo things. But for different kind of missed opportunities, might as well do them right the first time, right? So as I kind of leave you, first of all, you know, thank you for taking the time to watch my video, you know, allowing me to discuss my career with you guys, you know, and as we kind of go through these trying times in the future, you know, I wish you guys all the best of luck in your future, in school, in your career field, you know, and, you know, please take care of yourselves, your family, your loved ones, you know, and do your best to stay as healthy as you can. Thank you.